Well, hello there, friends. So today what we're going to be talking about is something that is so important. And I can't tell you how important this is. This is probably the most important thing that you're ever going to hear from me. And this is something that took me 50 years myself to learn. And I'm going to give you this knowledge and wisdom that it took me 50 years to figure out. And I'm going to do it for you right now. So, here we go. So now it's so important that you stick with me here because this can really change your life. And if you don't stick to me to the end, you're really going to lose. You can't even skip all the way to the end. You really have to watch all the way through. So the one thing I get over and over and over and over again are people that are really curious about pricing. What do they charge for something? And you know what I always say in the comments is, first of all, it's going to depend on the person that's doing the work. It's going to depend on their experience, the materials that they choose, and the item that they're working on, how much of the work does the customer want done, and also the area that you live in. All of that is going to determine the price. So the only way I could tell you my story is through my own experience. So we'll start with the struggle. When I first started out at the age of 15, I was working for an uncle that had an upholstery shop, and he just happened to be one of these guys that was doing dealer work. So here I was, just got my driver's license at 16. We used to go drive back and forth to the dealers to go pick up the brand new cars, you know, the brand new 1980 Cutlass or Pontiac or whatever it was that we were working on. Oh, Miss Nibbles acted like she wants to sit with me, but I guess she doesn't. So there you go. So what was really popular back then was doing vinyl tops and sunroofs and even T-tops, where we were putting T-tops in the Trans Ams and the Camaros and the Mustangs. You know, we'd cut the car in half, right, and put the kits in. But anyway, here I am doing a lot of dealer work. So naturally, when I went on my own, I thought, okay, I'm going to do dealer work, because what I always heard was two things, and maybe you've even heard this too, and maybe you even thought this too, was that if you do dealer or wholesale work, that they're going to give you more work. Okay, so I guess at the time it doesn't matter to you that you're doing the same amount of work for half the price. So I was stuck in that rut, and that's what I was doing for many years. I was doing dealer work, and that was like my focus, because I thought that was the best thing for me, because you know the dealer's going to keep you busy, but you're doing the same amount of work for half the price, and you know you're working twice as hard for the money that you're making. So that's how it all started for me. And maybe that you got your start that way too, or maybe you're considering getting your start by doing dealer work because people are telling you, well, they're always going to keep you busy. But boy, I got to tell you, man, I wasted so many years. I wasted so much time, and I was struggling, you know, but I was working hard. I was working a lot. I was working, you know, I was young, so I could work. I could even pull all-nighters even if I wanted to, because I was working so hard to try to make some money. But you know, didn't matter how much work I was doing, I was always struggling. So it didn't end there. I went and I made an even bigger mistake. You know, you think I would have learned, right?
If you find value in my upholstery tutorials, now is an easier way to contribute to my YouTube channel. Buy a coffee by scanning this QR code now. Thank you.
But what I did is when I started taking retail customers, you know, retail means that, you know, they should be charging full-blown retail, right? But what I did was I started charging my customers, my retail customers, what I would be charging dealers, like a wholesale price, because I was in that mindset. I was stuck in that mindset telling me that the more work I get, the busier I am, you know, but I wasn't thinking, well, it's not really the more money that you make, because that wouldn't be true, would it? So for several more years, here I was doing wholesale work or wholesale prices, the retail work for wholesale prices. And I need to tell you, I was still struggling. I was in that rut, for many more years. And I was on my own. I've always been on my own. So I never really had anybody to tell me, you shouldn't be doing that. You're hurting yourself. You're not going to get anywhere in life if all you're doing is getting paid half price for everything that you do. Now that's why if you're just starting out, you have the benefit of my 50 years experience by watching me here on YouTube. If I had YouTube 50 years ago to teach me the same stuff I'm giving you right now, and I would be decades ahead in a learning curve. Because if I would have known these things 40 years ago, to just charge full-blown retail for all my retail customers and everything that I do, and to reject anybody that's calling me that says, first thing they call me, and the first thing that they say is, I'm a car dealer. Red flag, right? And I always tell them, it never made sense for me to do the same amount of work for half the price. So now if this is you, if you're stuck in that rut doing dealer work, just don't do that no more. Don't do that to yourself. You're not doing yourself any favors. The best thing you could probably do is go on Craigslist and start renting yourself some Craigslist ads for retail customers for your services. Go ahead and make those ads, charge full-blown retail. You're gonna love me for that one. So when I was charging wholesale prices for my retail work, I never got challenged on my prices. I would give a price to a customer and they would always say, okay. You know why? Because the price was so low. So then what I found out is then when I decided to start adjusting my prices, because I got lucky a few times, I had a higher price and the customer said, okay. And I'm like, what? You mean I could charge a higher price? It's at this point where if you have you quote a price and the customer pushes back a little bit, okay, now you know you're over your target. Okay, so if you say $100 and the customer says, oh, I think I don't know about that, and I might have to think about it. Okay, now you know that you're probably getting a little bit closer to what the market probably demands. But one thing that you have to realize that most people don't even think about is that different people have a different value of money. What is expensive for one person might be a great deal to another, and vice versa. So you got to kind of feel your person. And what I always do is when I get a customer on the phone or whatever, it's almost, for me, it's always going to be on the phone because I don't go out looking for work. So I have a perfect example. Just this morning, I got a phone call. The guy was asking me about doing a headliner on his Audi. First question was, do you have 4 doors? He said, yeah. I said, do you have a sunroof? He said, yeah. I said, okay, well, what I would normally charge is this price. I won't tell you what I told him because, price is going to be different for everybody. But anyway, I gave him the price over the phone, what I'd normally charge to do a job like that. And he stopped. I heard him on the phone gasp. Okay, so obviously he thought it was probably going to be a lot cheaper than that. But what I reiterated to him at the end, after I said that, was, what I sell is my 50 years of experience, that I don't take any shortcuts. I really do it right. I literally take the headliner out of the car. I get rid of all the old foam, which is the problem. And then when it goes back in the car, it looks like a brand new vehicle. So, to kind of give him a sense of value, tell him about my experience, okay, tell him that I can get the job done for him, okay. So anyway, what brought him in was my 5-star reviews. So to this customer or potential customer, or I'll tell you what, I knew that he was never going to be my customer because the way he resisted, right? I knew he was never going to be my customer anyway. So I knew that his value of money is going to be a lot different than other people's value of money, because I could have said that price or even said a higher price. I could have said a much higher price on the phone, and the person that I'm talking to, they could have had the perception value of money as, oh, that's a great deal. When do you want to get started on that for me? And that has happened to me several times where I quoted a super high price, higher than what I thought it should be. And the customer's like, oh, is that all? And that has happened. I was even speaking with a viewer this morning who gave me a call and gave me some really, really good news about the startup for his own business. Anyway, he was telling me that he was curious about pricing. And I said, well, you know what? Stick around because tomorrow morning you're going to see a video on that very subject. If you were curious about how much you should charge for something, I guess what you could do is you could probably call the competition, right? Ask them how much they would charge for a certain item. And then maybe you can start that as some kind of a baseline. But you know what? I wouldn't be calling the people that have 1-star reviews. You know, if anything, you'd probably want to read their 1-star review and find out why everybody hates them. I know I wouldn't trust my car or my money to somebody that has a 1-star review. So check this out. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. So in Chinese culture, the number 8 means luck, success, and to be wealthy. Or another number 8 is another meaning for money. So here we go. But you need to know that you are your own boss and nobody is going to be telling you how you should price something. That's totally 100% up to you. You know, how much money do you want to make on a project? First, you got to think, okay, it's going to take me several hours to do. And that's the other thing. Never charge by the hour. Always charge by the job. Okay, because if you charge by the hour, you're putting a value on your life. Okay, if you charge $35 an hour or $85 an hour or $125 an hour, whatever it is, that's the value that you're putting on your life. Okay, so you're telling yourself, okay, I'm only worth $35 an hour. That's what my life is worth. Okay, and that is a time, that is an hour that you're never ever going to get back. You get to set your own prices. So you're the master of your own destiny. You've heard that a million times, and it's absolutely true. Okay, do you want to make $35,000 a year, or do you want to make $150,000 a year? That's totally up to you. You know, if you wanted to do somebody's seat for $200, that's totally up to you. But if you want to do that same seat for $800, that's totally up to you. So when it comes to pricing something, that's your ball, baby. But I'll tell you one thing, life gets much easier and life gets much better when you have a lot more money than when you're struggling. And I'm sure a lot of you that have a lot of experience and you've been around for decades, just like I have, you know that to be true too, right? You're in control of securing your own financial future for yourself and your family. You're not doing you or them any favors by lowballing prices. Some people naively say that money doesn't buy happiness, but I'll tell you what, it does. Okay, it buys financial security. Okay, you don't have to worry about getting your bills paid. You know, you're making more money than you're spending. That's the trick right there to financial freedom. You make much more money than what you spend. Okay, and you know, you keep a happy wife, you keep a happy life. So it's absolutely true. I think it was Tony Robbins that said like 40 years ago, he said that if you don't think that money will buy happiness, you don't know where to shop. Some people even say that money is the root of all evil. And I know you've heard that one. But think about this for a second. If that were true, how come so many philanthropists are given to charity? Huh? So if you're stuck in that rut, okay, on your next job, give it a shot. Okay, take the number that comes in your head about what you're going to charge for something and add 10%, just 10%, just to start, just to give it a little test, okay? For the next 3 jobs, say I'm going to, instead of charging $100 for this item, I'm going to charge $110. Okay, next job is $110. Or the next job is $200. Quote it for $220. Okay, and see what happens. You might be shocked that people are going for it. So next year, when you're doubling or even tripling, I'll tell you what, this is the absolute truth. I've tripled my income in the last 2 years by putting my ideas that I'm giving you now, putting them into practice. So next year, by increasing your prices and making more profit for your time that you can never get back, write me in about a year and tell me how your life has changed. I want to see a whole bunch of these success stories. So I'll see you next Sunday morning for my next video. So until then, we'll see ya. If you like this video, you'll really like the next one.